Hey everyone, and welcome to another Brief Book Reviews video. So today I would like to go over some manga that I want to read in the month of February. So it has been a really long time since I've picked up a manga. Just with the move and my manga being packed away in boxes for a very long time, it has not been accessible to me. Now, I mean technically they are still in boxes, but at least they're in my closet where I can dig them out easily instead of in a storage unit or in a garage. I have a lot of old manga that I have never finished collecting, and I would love to see if they are manga that I would still enjoy and want to finish collecting. They are all first volumes of different series, so what I'm going to do is just read the first volume of each one and see if I want to continue on with them. That way I know which ones to ditch and which ones to keep collecting. And so I decided to do a theme for February. Being that it is the month for Valentine's Day, I decided to make this one shoujo romance. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of romance in general. I do love a good romance story when it's mixed in with other things, but if it's just a romance, it takes a lot for me to be in the mood for them. Not saying that I'm not, sometimes I am definitely in the mood for a good romance. All of these are the first volume in different shoujo manga that I am curious to see if I still love them as much as I did back when I was younger, when shoujo was pretty much all I read. The first one that I want to read in February is Beauty Pop by Kyoko Arai. This is a manga that I've actually spoken about on my channel before. So a few years back I did a reread of this series as well and decided that I really enjoyed it, so I finished collecting all of the books. It's a pretty short series, it's only like 10 volumes long. I want to do a reread and just solidify that I like it. Also, I want to make sure that there's shoujo manga on here that I know I'll enjoy. This is a story about a girl named Kiri Koshiba. She has the absolute most gifted talent for hairstyling, and she's pretty nonchalant about it. She doesn't really care to have like fame or fortune over her gift. She just loves the hobby of hair cutting and styling. But she runs into these three boys. They call themselves the Scissors Project, and they attend this prestigious hair styling school. So they attend this school, and the three boys are super jealous of her talent. They are constantly trying to show off to her, and she just shows no interest or care in that, and they slowly become friends, and a romance also starts to form with her and the main guy. His name starts with an N. Narumi. I think one of the other guys also has a crush on her, but it's really a love story between her and the main guy. There is romance thrown in there, but it's really just a shoujo comedy. And the romance, like, they don't even express that they really like each other till like the very end of the series. So I do enjoy that about this, and that's probably why I ended up purchasing all of the series. Speaking of funny comedy romance, this one is definitely a guilty pleasure read for me, and that is Toradora, story by Yuko Takemiya and art by Zekyo. This is one of the ones I know I'm going to absolutely adore rereading because this is my #1 favorite shoujo romance, and it is incomplete for me. I do not own all of the volumes. I don't even know if this series is complete yet. It's been like a year or two since I've done any like manga research, but I own the first 7 or so volumes, and I think it's still ongoing, or it's coming to an end, or maybe it just ended. I have no idea. Needless to say, I don't have all of this. I want all of it. This is good. This is very funny comedy shoujo romance. It is about these two main characters here. We have Takasu Ryuji and Ayasaka Taiga. They are both in love with each other's best friends, and they find out in the beginning and decide to form a pact to get each other's best friends to fall in love with them. And in the process, they end up falling in love with each other. I've rewatched the anime for this a billion times. So I had to put this manga on here because it just sounded so ridiculous that I just had to do it. And that is Magic Touch by Izumi Tsubaki. This just sounds like the worst one-star manga read for me, and I'm curious to see if I actually end up enjoying it, because for some reason I own the first 4 volumes of this, but I don't even know what compelled me to pick this up just reading the back of this. So it is about this girl here. Her name is Chiaki Togu, and I want to say she must be a masseuse or something. She sees this boy's back at some point, I don't know why, like his naked back, and falls in love with him instantly, just from seeing his back. And from there, she wants to give him a back massage. Like, it's an obsession for her to give him a back massage. What is in my hair? So he finds this out and strikes a deal with her and says, if you can make me fall in love with you, I will allow you to give me a back massage. At least that's what I get from the synopsis in the back. And also, apparently she has a very scheming twin sister. I think I might want to try this one first, just because I feel like it's not going to be for me, and I just want to get it done and over with, because I want to read the ones I know I'll love later in the month, because I want to end on a good note. The next one I have here is Kare First Love by Kaho Miyazaki. So I do remember enjoying this a lot in high school. Again, I was way more into shoujo in high school than I am now. Shoujo and yaoi was like all I read in high school, so this one was one of my favorites. I have the whole series of it. It's like 12 volumes long, and just thinking back on it now, I think I am going to enjoy this. It is definitely a melodramatic romance. It's about this really shy girl who meets this popular boy, and he starts flirting with her, and she has no idea how to deal with it, and they fall in love, and it's about her getting over her insecurities about being unpopular and what she considers not pretty. But what I do remember enjoying about this the most is that it's not one of those slow burn where she just keeps denying the fact that they're in love. They fall in love fairly quickly, and it's just about these two teens trying to find their way through their relationship in high school and first love, and hence the name First Love. So I would definitely consider this next one a modern classic, but it's not a modern classic. But to me, it's modern classic. Maybe it is. I don't know. Anybody know what you would classify modern classic manga as being? Anyways, Boys Over Flowers, or Hanayori Dango by Yoko Kamio. One of my absolute favorite live-action J-dramas that I ever watched. Watched both seasons. So I know how this story ends. However, I only own the first, I want to say 12 volumes of this. If I am not mistaken, I believe this series is 30-something volumes long, so I have a long ways to collect. Super funny, super dramatic, full of angsty teen romance. There's a love triangle at one point. So this is about a girl named Tsukushi Makino. She is extremely poor, but also extremely smart, and she ends up getting a scholarship to the most prestigious elite high school, which only leads her to get bullied every day at school by absolutely everybody. It's really horrible, like some of the things that the kids do to her, because they all just look down on her and think she's this weed that doesn't belong there. And she meets this group called the F4. They are the sons of the 4 most rich people in all of Japan, and she ends up befriending them and falling in love with a couple of them at one point, and there's a love triangle. But I absolutely love the main guy, because he's just hilarious, because he's extremely rich, so he feels like entitled to everything and doesn't feel like he needs to know common sense things. But I'm curious to see if I still like him after I reread this, because I want to be a little bit more analytical about the characters, and I do remember him being pretty horrible throughout a lot of the story. So being that I'm not like a romancy, lovey-dovey high schooler anymore, and I'm more analytical about my reading, I want to see if I do still enjoy this story, and if I still do enjoy the characters, because that was one of the things I remember really loving about this. This next one, I'm not sure is a romance, but just reading the back of it, I mean, it's classified as shoujo romance, so... That is Voice Over Seiyuu Academy by Maki Minami. This is the same author as, I believe, as SA, which is a manga that I also really enjoy, and I almost put that on my list for my TBR this month, but I ended up doing this one. I have never read this, and I own 4 volumes, so I want to see if this is something that I want. This is about a girl named Hime Kino. She wants something more but to follow her dream of being a voice actress. So she starts attending this voice acting school, trying to follow in the footsteps of her hero, Sakura Aoyama, from one of her favorite animes, Lovely Blazers. And she meets the son of Sakura, Senri, and he absolutely hates her because apparently her voice is horrible for voice acting. In fact, the class gives her a nickname, Gorilla Voice, and she is just determined to get everybody to change their minds about her because she wants to be a voice actress. The one thing that also made me choose this one over the other one was the fact that it is about voice acting, and I'm really curious to see like how much in depth the author goes into talking about voice acting in particular, especially like voice acting in Japan with anime. So we will see. I have no idea how many volumes this actually is, if it's complete, if it's not sure. All I know is I have 4 volumes and I want to see if it's something I want to continue. So that is my TBR for my shoujo romance February manga month. I have a lot of ideas for other videos that are manga related that are coming up, so stay tuned for that. With that being said, what are you guys reading? Let me know in the comments down below, and as always, I will see you guys next time.